today, um, this is a awesome video I'm going to do on my channel. We are talking about like what we think is coming in the third anniversary. I'm not alone. I have a special guest.
Hey guys, my name's Super vegito72. I stream on Twitch. I will start a YouTube career in probably a few months, but otherwise I am a small Twitch streamer. So, Rolly, why don't you start the discussion?
So we know we got some clues of like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is coming. We have Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We have um F Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and 17 got his Zenkai. Um, and we know something for Gojira is coming. What do you think?
Most likely in the case, yes. I would believe that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would be like a very high chance of being the anniversary units. Um, if the off chance it doesn't, most likely we won't, considering we haven't gotten a Fusion Warrior for quite a while. But again, a high chance it'll be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So I hear a lot of people talking about so we have new hit in Crack Cool, Flowing Trunks, Saga, that is kind of like super ish. And we got a new 17 and 18, so we might get something from Super, like I don't know, um, Masu, like transforming, like like Goku Black and Masu transforms, like you know what I'm saying, like how the ugly face.
yeah, so they could introduce a new mechanic where a dual unit would transform into a single unit. Would be very nice. I think an example would be the Dokkan, like from although he's a single unit, he would combine with Goku Black and become Fusamasu, and then eventually corrupt Zamasu. On the off chance, I this is just me, but off chance it could be a transforming Vegito Blue,
Mm.
but that's just me. So, and considering the TOP stuff we've gotten, and anything that's before TOP, like the prologue, I would assume that we would get some TOP units this anniversary. I don't know. It's either something from the Future Trunks saga or the Tournament of Power.
Mm.
So we could potentially get Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. If that would be the case for God, it would help God Key aside from TOP. Um, other than that, I don't see any other candidates in the Super arc aside from Future arc for excuse me, Future Trunks and the TOP arc. So
Yeah, and like I thought like someone posts a TikTok of Legends banner with this is too early for my boy, okay? Like you are white hair UI Goku. It's really too early. We're going to get him.
so I would say it's a little too soon. I have seen like fake photos of people leaking out you know like fake pictures of UI MUI Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Again, I know Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is a high chance, but it's not confirmed yet,
Yeah.
so we don't know. And then MUI Goku, again, it's way too soon, in my opinion, because with how much time they spent for UI Goku, I have a feeling they'll probably save him for either Black Friday for 2021 or for Christmas, depending on what the Legends developers do. I honestly don't know, but this is just my speculation.
Yeah, it's same here because like I don't want like the Dokkan did they take all the hype units for their big anniversary. I don't want that happen. And he's like the hype unit like for Legends. So
So,
hmm,
oh, okay. So, all right. So I would say that. So again, so if you guys look at the previous anniversaries, we gotten super as some sort of Vegito for like two anniversaries in a row. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
and we haven't got a Gogeta since Christmas. I believe it was Gogeta Blue,
Yeah.
LF.
Yeah, and do not forget the EX, the Twick one, the EX, the Twick.
Yeah, so EX will be last year as well.
Yeah.
So, assuming Gogeta would be the anniversary unit this year, I would expect an EX Vegito. That's just, again, it's just me,
Yeah.
but the Vegito needs to. We need a Vegito EX unit so that the developers have to show that they have to treat Gogeta fairly here because
Yeah,
they kind of shafted him during the second
I
anniversary,
know.
and it wasn't a very smart move in my opinion. They
I
should have they
know.
should have had him as a sparking unit. So
I know. Like so. um. So I so um. I'm a fan of Bakito, but I'm a big fan of Gogeta. Um, and we like legends. Like I thought did not. I think did not care about him. They care about Bakito more than Gogeta. A lot more.
yeah, we have seen examples of that. We have seen these, So since first anniversary, we gotten the purple. So let's start at the beginning. So first anniversary, we got purple Super Vegito, and then we had the yellow Vegito. I think months prior to second anniversary, and then we got Vegito Blue. Aside from the red, so red Vegito would also count because he is. But then again, he is free to play, so I
Yeah.
am not sure if he would count. Um, but Gogeta, so the Gogeta units that they put out in the game, they have been, I feel like they were, they became dominant somewhat, but they were underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Prime example of that would be Green Gogeta. Like he was dominant for a little bit, and then he fell off for quite some time because of Kefla, and then the release of Zenkai Gotenks, and then now Super 17 on the Fusion Warriors team. So
Yeah. And the sad part is like Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. He is awesome, but he they make him like gods on him.
so with Gogeta Blue, I think they were taking Vegeta Blue into consideration.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
and unfortunately, they made the very poor decision of having Gogeta at like where he is today. So, if he at least had card draw speed, or decent, or like more decent key, or more like reliable key recovery, I would say that he'd be. I would say that people would appreciate who he would be, but again, he would be a little broken
Oh yeah.
because his green card is
So
this is
good.
you can't switch for 5 timer counts, and it's kind of annoying, especially if you're running powerful opponents because he has a passive against that. So
Yeah. But if you can get that, you're good with it. He's good. But if you can't get that, uh.
yeah, so with his counter, it's a high risk high reward. So if you keep spamming it, it's not going to work. So it really depends on the player and how they use him. But at the same time, you really need the developers really need to make a Gogeta where it's a little similar to EX Gogeta, where he's not high risk high reward, but also technical to play around with, so at least a little easier for newer players to actually play with.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could potentially make a green card that the same thing that's UI or Clapku. I don't know. It'll be a bit annoying to deal with, but easier for newer players to have, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. And they might think I hope not. Like one of the days they might think I the weird Batito the free one. when they will Zenkai him?
So purple Vegito.
No,
I would
no, no, the red one. The big one?
red one. All right. So red one, I would say he would get a Zenkai, but probably not until a little, probably not until Christmas or maybe a little later.
Mm.
Maybe like months before fourth anniversary. That's just me.
Yeah.
Because if you guys remember correctly, Red Broly got his Zenkai, I believe, during I think a few weeks before LF Broly came out, or during when LF Broly came out. I honestly don't know, but it was around that time. So I would say that they would release a Red Vegito Zenkai when they release another like Vegito unit that would contemplate with it.
Um. Yeah. And like so she so people really thinking like Popo Pochio goes in Kai in the third anniversary. You know, it's a fake picture of that, and that is kind. I don't know. It looked fake.
So if they Zenkai Purple Vegito, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for instance, Gogeta is the anniversary units, and he's purple, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would undoubtedly get replaced by Super Vegito, because as a Super Vegito gets a Zenkai, he'll undoubtedly be one of the best Zenkais in the game. Because his kit already is a little broken. The only thing holding him back is is getting damage inflicted buffs and his card draw speed. So if he gets a unique passive where he gets more card draw speed, he'll get more buffs. So he would overshadow Gogeta, and he would also back up Gogeta in case if Gogeta turns out to be as mediocre as like the yellow Gogeta. But I hope they don't make the same mistake as last time with yellow Gogeta, and I hope they do take that into consideration. I hope they balance it out I hope they would make a midpoint in between Vegito Blue and Gogeta Blue, make it a little balanced, but at the same time, give him the right uniques and the right kits to, not make him underwhelming.
Yeah, I thought it's that he's still good to this day. Like some units fall off down, but him, he's he's like he is he's still really good to this day. He's not falling off. His out is really good. Um,
Oh,
you know, you know some units that like old like they they're really good but falling off, but you know what I'm saying, right?
yeah, and apologies to everyone, because I have my baby sister. Anyways, so for Purple Super Vegito, again, from the point that you said that he's still good, yes, in the sense that he nullifies endurance. As long as he gets the necessary amount of buffs, he will get stronger. I have seen examples of that in PvP. I have faced like maybe even 3-star Vegetos, and I would like undoubtedly have a hard time dealing with them, not only because of the cover change, but because the fact that he gets buffs and the card draw speed is kind of annoying, canceling attribute upgrades that I probably wouldn't get back. So yeah, that's the reason why he's still that I would argue that he's still decent, but most people don't use him in high rank. So yeah, that's all I
Yeah,
can say.
yeah, cause like he can't take hits he used to, but yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that if he gets a Zenkai, the most I would say that they should improve on, aside from card draw speed, is his defenses. So his third unique would have card draw speed. His fourth unique would technically have sustained damage cut, um, probably maybe 20 or 30%. I don't want it to be too broken, but
Yeah.
he needs a sustained damage cut because again, like you said, he's not as tanky as before, as when he was in first anniversary. So yeah.
So what else can you talk about? Like I think things we got it right.
I guess, but I think the only thing I want to talk about is events. So for anniversary and the events, I would say they're going to release a similar story, kind of like with what they did with the second anniversary. So most likely we'll have a raid clash boss events. Most likely, I don't know, but we will probably have something similar to the Omega Shenron raid boss they introduced in the second anniversary for part of the story. And most likely we'll probably fight with the anniversary, like the anniversary spotlight, kind of like with Vegito Blue fighting Zamasu with you. We'll probably get so we'll probably get a fight with the anniversary spotlight against another like anniversary unit.
And if you guys not noticed, we got Charlotte to some stars. So and I know you guys thinking like, oh, Super Saiyan got blue. No. They say that for third anniversary. So am I?
So I would say, Super Saiyan Blue, I would say if we get a Super Saiyan Blue for this anniversary, I would say that it would not only fit well in God Key, but also maybe fill the necessary color that's needed, which is red, because God Key lacks a decent red. The only red that buffs them, or is at least decent enough in the I guess buffing them is Rose.
Oh yeah.
Being decent enough would probably be. I would argue the red Goku, but I also argue that it's Whis, because he provides the screen cards and he provides a team heal.
Yeah, and I just talking about Shaw, like we got into $7, and people thinking like, oh, we're gonna get something blue of him on that day. No, they saved that for the big day, I think.
Yeah, that's about true. I have no comments, so.
It certainly got solid. He's still really good, but he's still really good to the day. But people think we're gonna get a blue one on that day. We got him to $7. But I think they just say that for the big day.
So, Broly, I have a question for you. This discussion.
Yeah.
So, what do you think will be the other units for the anniversary? I mean, we already kind of speculated the spotlight, maybe the themes for other units, but what do you think would be the most top picks for, I guess, the other units aside from the LF, which would be the spotlight of the anniversary?
Oh.
What do you think?
Let's see. Oh, so Deuce, you know Deuce, right?
Who?
Deuce.
Deuce.
He is. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
Oh, sorry. It's a hard name to say.
It's fine. It's fine.
It is GOTE.
GOT. Jote?
So yeah, in his channel, it's called Duke.
Never
mind. So one of my YouTuber buddies in the HQ, saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dugoat?
Yeah. He wants. He guys is going to get the Ice Dragon, Fire Dragon. You know all the dragons from GT.
So Dugoat's speculating that we're getting Shadow Dragon?
Yeah. Or the anniversary.
So I will say that Shadow Dragons is a neat idea. Considering the only person that's considered a Shadow Dragon is Sin and Omega Shenron. I mean, they're technically the same thing, but Omega Shenron. So I will say that they might breathe life into like another tag, which is again Shadow Dragons. At the same time, they would still have to work it up because even after anniversary, because the anniversary, I'd say they maybe fill like 1 or 2 slots if they were a part of the GT banner. But otherwise, it'll take a while before the Shadow Dragon team can dominate the meta. Again, kind of like Sin Shenron, the EX Blue Sin Shenron, they'll probably have the ability where they can buff other Shadow Dragons.
Oh, yeah. What about you?
Can you repeat that again? You cut off this.
So, Discord, I hate you. What about you?
So, I would say that for GT, I would say would be Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Possibly, I would speculate maybe another Pan because the last time we got Pan was I think her purple EX counterpart. I think that was the most recent released one. I don't know. I think the blue, but the only sparking version that we've seen so far is the blue one. So it'd be great to see another Pan. Most specifically, maybe B Pan, kind of like with Dokkan, what Dokkan did. But that's just a speculation.
Yeah.
I would also argue that they should do baby possessed characters, kind of like Gohan, Goten. So we already did Vegeta, for example.
Yeah.
So Gohan and Goten, maybe I don't know, other people, maybe Videl. I honestly don't know. There are a lot of units that I could list from the top of my head.
Yeah.
So for Super, I would say I want to speculate maybe a corrupt Fusamasu. Because the last time we got a Zamasu was like around, I think, second anniversary. Yeah, but if you want to count Goku Black, I would say that's like, I think, months after second anniversary. We got him, I think, months before Gogeta Blue and Broly came out. So I would argue that we are indeed in need of another Zamasu. But we also have to consider TOP. So we already got 17. We got MVP 17, 18. We got UI Goku so considering Universe 7. So again, I could possibly think it's Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. I could also argue we could get another Piccolo because, for Green Ruff, but also for the fact that we haven't had a Piccolo for I think months now, I believe. Giving Region a buff that's a little over the top, but I think we are in due for another Piccolo.
Yeah.
I could argue that the EX units, or maybe even Sparking units, could include the Earthlings of Universe 7, that being Krillin, Tien, and Master Roshi. We haven't had our Master Roshi for a while. Keep this in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I think that's about it.
So Master Roshi, I guessing he might use his big, Kamehameha trap getting in his bubble cap, and
so
I just guessing what they're gonna do with him, like his green card might sleeping spell on them.
So for Master Roshi, I would say for him specifically, so if they were to do the TOP version, I would say his ultimate would be probably that moment where he fires his Kamehameha against Frost. His green card would most likely be the Jar, but probably he can only do it for a specific amount of times before it doesn't switch anymore. And like if it doesn't switch anymore, then the Jar would break technically.
Yeah.
So his blue card will most likely be something from, if I use fighters as a reference, probably that one attack where he shoots electricity, I believe, into the air.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's about it at this point.
Yeah, I'm just saying we never got like stalking of him. Like not much.
That's very true.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think that would be kind of cool. And one of my friend, other buddies on YouTube, he loved, love him. You know,
I see your point. I see
yeah,
your point.
yeah. So, and I think, uh, uh, Topo, something God Topo and Power Jin may become, maybe.
So I do want to object to that. So for God of Destruction, Topo, and Full Power Jiren. So I would say that they would probably release with Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta and like Master Ultra Instinct Goku. So I would speculate that if Vegeta were to come out, then I would say Topo were to come out with him as well. But in my opinion, they would probably do something like this. Probably they'll release 4 Sparking units,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like what they did with Black Friday of 2020 with UI Goku, Jiren, Dispo, and Topo. So they could do something similar, just with 2 pairs fighting against each other. So Evolution Vegeta versus Topo and MUI versus Jiren at full power. So
And and we do not. So in the game, we do not have much do unit. Like, it would be kind of cool. We're gonna get Goku and Golden did Frieza as do unit. That would be kind of awesome.
yeah, so as a dual unit, I would say potentially I would say a revolving unit, but that's out of the question in my opinion because they never quote unquote revived in the anime. So I would say as a Goku and Golden Frieza.
It's
Uh,
it's number like fight Jin.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I would assume it would be an LF in my opinion because
Oh.
they had an iconic moment where again they they drove Jiren off into the abyss and let 17 win the game, win the tournament of course.
Yeah.
But I would say it's either going to be like an LF or some really really good animated ultimate. But most likely it's going to be an LF, and if it's an LF, then they would technically have a special interaction if you were fighting a Jiren character. So that's what I speculate at this point.
Yeah. I just guessing you get it's kind of cool to get a doing it from Super, right?
Yeah, so again, they could do the GT versus Super thing again, like they did last year with the second anniversary. Except that they should probably do like a roles reversing. Probably GT would be the spotlight. Super would be the other banner that people would summon on.
Yeah.
But but if they focus on Super, then that's going to be a wrong move because GT they've been in the shadow for quite a while. So in my opinion, GT needs to have their time to shine this anniversary and not Super.
And the last video and stuff, Toasty's like, oh, you can focus on GT.
Yeah. So, like you said, Toshi did say at the end of a videos and stuff that he was going to buff GT in some sort of way. However, we have seen the ups and downs that he did. The Zenkais for again, mentioning the Zenkais for GT and LS Super Saiyan 4, being the ups and downs. I would say that Gogeta would most likely come, in my opinion. But that's all I can say.
Yeah. So, I think as we got here, leave a comment. What do you think? What the come in the third anniversary? And I'm almost to 400 subs. Please, if you're not sub, do it. It's free. I try my best. I really try my best to post stuff. I'm really busy with this group HQ. We are awesome. We are new. And we are really kick hard to post stuff before summer. for new players if they are new with the games. So that's why I'm not post so much. So I try my best, and I put his Twitch link on the description. And you want to tell them?
So the viewers for Reviews with Broly would love you guys to like on the video. It's up to him. Again, he is close to 400 subs, so I would love if you guys can sub to him and reach his goal. Maybe get him to road to 500 subs. So yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay, and I hope you have a great day, and peace out.